In the pursuit of justice, we often envision a system that operates flawlessly, delivering fair and equitable outcomes. Yet, the reality is far more complex. Today, we delve into the sobering reality of failures of justice, instances where the system, intended to uphold fairness, falters and inflicts profound harm. One of the most glaring failures is wrongful convictions. Cases where individuals are found guilty of crimes they did not commit highlight the system's susceptibility to human error, bias, and inadequate investigative techniques. The devastating consequences for the wrongly convicted, years, even decades lost in prison, families torn apart, reputations shattered, are immeasurable. These are not isolated incidents. They represent systemic flaws that demand our attention and reform. Another significant area where justice fails is in its treatment of marginalized communities. Studies consistently demonstrate that racial and socioeconomic disparities profoundly impact the justice system. Individuals from marginalized backgrounds often face harsher sentencing, less access to adequate legal representation, and a higher likelihood of being wrongly accused, leading to a gross imbalance in the application of justice. This isn't about individual prejudice. It's a systemic issue embedded within law enforcement, judicial processes, and societal biases that must be actively challenged and addressed. The complexities of the justice system also contribute to failures. Overburdened courts, lack of resources, and inadequate training for legal professionals can all lead to miscarriages of justice. These systemic issues, coupled with the inherent human fallibility within the system, create a perfect storm where mistakes are more likely to occur and go unaddressed. Delayed trials, inadequate investigation, and lack of access to vital evidence contribute to this problem, leaving victims feeling unheard and perpetrators potentially unpunished. What constitutes justice for one individual may not be seen as justice by another. This subjective nature of justice, combined with the inherent biases and limitations of the human actors within the system, contributes to a landscape where inconsistent rulings and unfair outcomes are sadly commonplace. We must constantly strive for more objectivity and a greater focus on ensuring that procedures align with universal principles of fairness. Failures of justice are not isolated incidents, but a multifaceted problem stemming from a complex interplay of systemic issues, human error, and societal biases. Addressing these failures requires a comprehensive approach: improvements to investigative techniques, increased resources for legal aid, addressing systemic biases in policing and the courts, and a constant reassessment of our understanding of justice itself. Only through a concerted effort towards systemic reform and a commitment to fairness for all can we hope to prevent further failures and truly uphold the ideals of justice.